True. Caudle would be decent, but
that Funnick guy got a lot of kills last
a little bit more forward up front as well. But fighting Navi head on from Orange is gonna be dangerous.
Near the SK so we're looking for back
What's
into
Puck?
a
Is it
Burrow
that little
strike,
blue
combining
guy
up with the
there with the
Epicenter and
wings
the
or
OD
whatever?
ultimate. Those three abilities just by themselves is scary enough. But the level of control to get Navi into that kind of position, I'm not feeling it yet from Orange. Like, you got Lifestealer who's just going to rage and run himself around. You've got Puck as well. Very difficult to hold in one position. Nyx Assassin, you want to hold him. Spike Carapace, Bounty Hunter, got Invis to run away. There's a lot of different things here from the Navi lineup that's going to make Orange's team fight very difficult to execute.
Yeah, I feel the same because we saw them play a beautiful Darkseer, but that was in a game where the enemy was not so well prepared for that combination. Only having a BKB on a Dragon Knight was all they had. But in this game, everyone sort of has an innate survivability against such combinations. Nyx with the Carapace would be amazing. So yeah, definitely I feel it's harder for
this Moshi guy. He's got the saggy eyelids.
It's on both these teams.
It looks like he's half asleep.
Pressure's on Mushi right now. He's got one last ban to do. And into his extra time for it, 20 seconds, and he takes it the Rubik. So he's a little bit worried with all these different things, and straight away, Puppy says, I will take the Enigma.
Enigma it is. So we have Nyx Assassin as the main support and Enigma as the second support coming out from Navi.
It's like Arcane
It's
Singularity.
around this time you kind of wish you didn't ban out the Rubik, but it's also around this time that you kind of wish like you'd have an extra support hero as your last one as opposed to a core, which is what Orange is looking for. What is
that hero that Navi has picked first time in all three games, or the guy with the big friggin' mouth?
Deal the most
Is that what it
damage.
is?
Of course, OD can be amazing at dealing some nice damage, especially laning up against the Puck in the early game. It's not too hard for him, but later in the game, even like a Nyx Assassin, once we hit late game, that mana burn has really no cooldown and can just be spammed on OD over and over again and deals tremendous amount of damage as well.
Alright, looks like Orange have decided what they want, they agree, and it's going to be Windrunner. Will be coming in the last one, being played by KYXY as well, which means Ohio will get the Darkseer predicted. It is going to be Mushi up on that OD.
Crazy picks, as always, coming out from Orange. So it was standard up till we saw this sanking into a Windrunner hero and not even as an offlaner.
It's a little bit more old school. I remember it was actually G1 League during the group stages there. It was Invictus Gaming that were running the combination. They ran SK with which was Chuan, and they ran in with a Keeper of the Light as well as a Windrunner. As far as like range damage, ability to dive on towers, it was actually quite effective.
Yeah, it can be quite effective, but we'll see how it works out in this game. One thing that it does provide is some nice long-range disable. Can be really nice against this type of lineup that Navi has, because Navi, they want to run in really
5 seconds remaining.
Orange, and if you can just throw out that lockdown from far away, that can really work in your favor.
Let's get ourselves into it. So we'll run through our lineups.
Some cheers for the teams they're fighting.
Cutting on the rating inside here in the last game of one of these teams, path of TI3, will go through Navi. So Hovort will be taking up that role as the Lifestealer. Puts Kuro as the Nyx Assassin. Puppy will be taking up the role as the Enigma. And that leaves Funnick on his offlane, one of his most successful heroes here at the International. And then Dendy will be there as the Puck, heading down to the bottom lane. So we're going to mix it up a little bit here. So Hovort will take up that mid role instead, and they have to babysit Puck a lot more. As far as that bottom lane goes, Orange is moving in force. We've got Mushi coming down on that OD. Ohio, here is the Darkseer. Extinct as the SK, KYXY as Windrunner, and then Net as the Bane. And that is our lineup for Orange.
Yeah, that is Orange. We just mind gaming a little bit with the lanes here, but it's a good decision. Don't want to have a solo Puck mid against OD, especially as we saw in game 1 when Dendy got a little bit shut down in the early game. It got so hard for Navi to play out of it. They want to have a good start on this man once again.
Yeah, especially the option they had to go for. Lifestealer had to go middle. And Orange are going to now split themselves out into their lanes, and we will see who ends up where. Orange found absolutely no one. They left no wards behind as well, so it's going to be an advantage. This
kind of makes me wish I played more GVG.
Are they actually going to leave?
This is it. The battle begins.
As well as Extinct down here. Looks like KYXY might actually try and stay. He's going to stay for the rune, at least, and maybe more.
It's going to be a double lane down there, possibly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dual lane bottom here with Windrunner and SK.
Safe lane Darkseer up against the Gondar, or Bounty Hunter, of course.
You're gonna hate that.
One name. He kinda hates it. He has a lot of regen though. And if he gets some nice last hits in the first few, in the first two waves, then he can do okay on that lane.
So Mushy will find Forced here in the middle lane, and that's actually a really good time for Instinct to try and gank him up. He's having a bit of a look around. He blocked up the easy camp, so Puppy doesn't have a straight go for that one.
I'm competing against an Asian player that I have a bigger deck.
Out in the other lanes.
Hey, at least give me that.
Because the Iron Chill up on himself wants to be as aggressive directly towards Funnick as possible. Instinct, he is really being an absolute frustration for Puppy if he won that easy camp. The Puppy isn't even moving out that far. He's already feeling the fact that they're missing heroes on the top lane. The Darkseer is up there, so they've got to be a little bit more cautious about it.
It's funny, Chinese women love white guys because white guys don't have foreign scripts.
About that, in fact, it's a huge amount of damage you can pull out from conversion.
Stealer walking down, he doesn't have slow, he has it soon. He will skill it up.
He got Feast instead. He has one level, but he decided not to put it into anything.
Yeah, that big clap, of course, the creeps clap when there's 3 units near.
The funny thing is, even if he leveled it up, he wouldn't have had mana. He has 104 in his mana pool, and he needed 110 to actually use the open wounds.
Not enough.
The downside about going up against someone like an OD, and this will now be the full tri lane on the bottom of it. Cuts through the tree line so he can catch up to Dendy. Extinct, got to get himself in range from this Burrow Strike, and then times up right. There's your power shot. Dendy's in trouble. Orb, phase shift. They need to follow him. Windrun's there to do so, and the damage is not enough.
Oh, they don't commit.
They don't. Even with the Windrun, they didn't want to go in that deep.
Orange could definitely have gone, or top lane, just looking at the trade.
Yeah, Funnick has got to be careful coming in that close. But he's going to salve. He knows he can throw the thing out. That's exactly what he'll do.
A little bit too much fear there from the orange tri lane. They could definitely have walked in, but they didn't know exactly where the Nyx was, and it could have been so dangerous if Finland had dived too deep and get stunned.
No reason to completely overcommit. As we've been saying before, this is the last game of one of these teams, and both these teams don't want it to be theirs. Speaking of Ohio now on the top lane, really getting
I don't know how many years ago I bought it, but I bought
taking up that damage, but
a copy of Half-Life
he won't keep committing like he wants to.
because it had Counter-Strike Source on it. Somebody, one of my internet buddies wanted me to get Counter-Strike Source, and I bought the game, and never got past installing the thing or getting on Valve or Steam or whatever the fuck it was.
Because he's going to be the one who's
going to get in trouble faster. I can't remember why.
Sitting low on life every time you harass down. Funny got to wait for the salve to pop up, but you got Kuro as well as Puppy rotating around
somewhere
looking for the gold.
In my desk here.
They're going to find
it.
Should
be a target.
That bottle arrived just at the right time too, and now he's backing up. Ohio's getting himself out. Obviously, he's very aware. There's a dire ward watching him.
Dire ward saw him, so there was no real danger or anything going on there. And bottom lane, we just see KYXY farming quite freely as Dendy only has 3 for free in CS.
I think what happened was I went to install it, and
you got 16
Steam, I couldn't get Steam
up against a
installed on my computer because I'm so horrible with...
Bomb is going the way of orange on every single lane.
Yeah, we're talking 5, 6, 7 years ago,
he's going to come down for Kuro. Extinct. He's going to get that Burrow Strike out, and Kuro as well.
Because I remember having trouble and just giving up on it.
There's maybe the Spike Carapace done slowing him down. Convergence trying to block his path. But Kuro, he's still being stunned up by the Malefice, but Ohio gets in close enough. First blood is spilled.
Ohio picks it up.
Somebody just died.
Gold going the way of him.
That is the best start. After Orange, like what happened to them on that top lane before, they're going to be so happy that they're the ones that get to claim the first blood. Even if it's not a critical hero, it's still first blood nonetheless.
Yes, it is. And mid, we just see this poor lifestealer never really has the mana to do anything. He can rage, of course, but he doesn't have mana enough to slow off Ushi. Now he doesn't have enough mana for anything, being down to 1 intelligence.
So what, did they just burn?
Obviously
did they just burn the lifestealer's mana? Is that what happened there?
13 of the mana pool with that 1 intelligence. Very rough time.
Bottom. All he gets is.
And Mushy will take the DD. Is he just going to try and fight this one up against Puppy with the DD? I don't see why not. He's going into deny himself to Roshan. He's going to move faster. 1 hit from Mushy, and then Roshan. Here's Mushy. Roshan!
Big deny.
Yeah.
Big deny.
He's able to basically beat him down before Mushy's orb can hit him in time.
Yeah, of course, OD with double damage is crazy strong in the early game. He doesn't even have a point in the orb, it doesn't matter. He already hits like a truck.
Okay.
And Poppy won't be too sad about dying right then. Obviously, he denies himself off, so nothing is really gained by Orange. He didn't lose anything because he spent all of his money on the Soul Ring before he died.
Under attack.
He just wasted a little bit of time.
Radiant's structures
Can we get this on the top lane for Orange? They did exactly this in game number 1. They want to push down towers so early. Even if you don't have full tower pushing style heroes, they still want to try and intercept the creep wave and do as much DPS as possible. They're looking to force rotations, and they got it too. Poppy's coming up top. He does not want to do this. He wants to be inside of his own jungle finding farm.
This is a level 3 Enigma. This is not key timing for Enigma to start his movement.
Be careful, Funnick. Nightmare. There's going to be a follow-up arrow strike, and then keep up with the damage. If they've got enough, 16 for 6 gone. Yeah. No life points left.
And the surge completely saving here as well. No way that Sankin will die. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Dendy not really finding anything.
16-6 up against a 28-12. Denny's been completely out-CS'd on that bottom lane.
Yeah, he has been doing a little bit of catch-up as he was 3 for 3 when she was up to like 16 CS. The early game, of course, was not easy for Dandy when Orange supporters were down there. Now, look towards KYXY.
Denny doesn't have ulti yet. He can't hold KYXY in place. Yeah, until that level 6, he can't do it.
Looking over towards Curry and his position.
The only kind of hope he'll have on this bottom lane is the fact that KYXY would overcommit himself into the point where you could rift up the Windrunner, so then he wouldn't be able to Windrun himself away.
Yeah, and so far, this laning stage just going heavily in the favor of Orange. 3 kills.
Oh, middle lane, Funnick. You know he wants it. You know he wants it. He's got track now. He wants to find kills anywhere he possibly can.
Does have a lot of experience. 18
Sorry,
for 4
I
as
just
well.
noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack. It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's pretty much to be expected.
Top lane push happening again. Again, we're going to see Ohio try and with their Shuri toss. What level is that? That's some good damage. Level 3 up on the Shuri toss. So Ohio already being pushed back, and there's more support rotating in. They realize now the bounty hunter's up here on the top lane, which means they need sentry wars, they need movement very, very quickly. Now will cut his way through the tree line, so he can come directly out of the fog of war into a nightmare. That is
so it's kind of like a minion master in a way.
Yeah, Enigma also moving up here towards the top tower to defend it. Nice little ward place by Net. He auto-attacks him.
Oh,
what
he wanted to do was hide inside the tree line, use the ward so he knew who was coming up at what time, and then attack.
When you hide like that, you get spam click movement all the time, or will end up auto-attacking in here.
We got Malva stun up on Extinct right now. Ohio tries to stay close up to Dendy Shackles, just a mini stun, and then with a 4-man dream call, but there's no follow-up to it. It's an oldie for nothing else. Dendy actually jumped to the other side of the fight, in fact. And Mushi, well, he's just waiting for the 8-minute rune.
Being scouted out, but he still gets away safely.
He gets more Mushis, so he's fine.
Mushis and Worst, of course.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not doing good for himself on the mid lane.
I don't
he
need
has
to
decent
be
farm, but can't really
Radiant's top
contribute.
tower has fallen.
Big tower.
Surely that was intentional.
Another early tower for Orange. And they're the ones that do take the first tower as well, so they push their advantage even further here.
Oh, I like the experience that Net just TP down to claim here. It's just so nice whenever support can just go and take some alone time on the lane and get that experience going.
So important as well to get his level 6. That Fiend's grip, such a huge thing. When you look at like the control during the team fight, you get a Nightmare up on the Enigma, so there'll be no Black Hole to come out from Puppy. Then you also have like a Fiend's grip up on Live Sealer or on the Puck, 2 of the biggest ones to control.
And same thing actually for Nyx, and look at bottom lane, this might be dangerous.
Only if Net stays out too far, which he does. There's your stun and track gold as well, so good money coming in for NaVi.
Big kill for NaVi.
They get themselves on the board finally, but they do it with bonus gold.
Bonus gold from that track, of course. And it's really nice just shutting down the Bane, as we were talking about. Hitting level 6 is very important.
I repeat myself?
Oh yeah. They catch him short, so KYXY rotated to the bottom lane to try and defend it instead. Meanwhile in the middle lane, Mushi is still continuously farming, now sitting at 2150 gold. We should be seeing his mech.
Or 4-staff. It might be a really early 4-staff as well, but I agree, mech would probably be better. 4-staffing...
I'd see 4-staff up on the Windrunner instead, so she can be that initiator.
And 4-staff, I still feel they should go for a 4-staff as well. It's more about the order of things, but going mech first is more reliable. If you get ganked by a puck, 4-staffing away won't save you because you break the stun anyway, and they will catch up to you.
Yep.
Whereas the mech might just save your life. And it's nice ward mid. Many pings coming out from Groki. He with full staff after all. It is the build for the big flashy plays after all, and
which means the Windrunner's going to go into the kind of supporting kind of role. Look towards that up on her instead. Well, let's see if they even want to go it.
We might still see Mushi just build into not we had to go for both the mech and the full staff on a hero like OD.
We'll almost ask the question too then, what should we be seeing up on NaVi? Because you've got an Enigma inside the jungle right now that will have to get the mech at one point of his time, but does he get it first? Does he look for the blink dagger? Or do they just look to also find some kills? Because I'm looking at some movement from Orange, and they are definitely on the hunt.
They have the entire mech actually on Ohio. Didn't see that, so...
Wow, that was... yeah, it's very good.
It's a Darks here, and minute 11
Dyer's
now.
top tower is under attack. Diving past the towers, but they're going to find someone else. They find Dendy, they burrow strike, and they catch him out of the iron shell.
Somebody's in trouble.
Huge amount of damage, and then OD already put up that imprisonment. Koro doesn't get shackled up properly, but then gets one out in net. They're still extinct with the burrow strike coming off. Cooldown, back through Pumping, back through Koro. Buyback comes out from the puck, but Avos trying to fight inside this one. The orb will fly down, and Avos running through the tree line. Puck Goldie, but Fiend Strip will hold Dendy in position. Power shot, gets the kill. Only through Johnny. There's your black hole. Four to catch out, but there's just no follow through. Avos can't do anything, was imprisoned up, so they knife their up on Pumping, and the shackle through the tree line. Latches up both the remaining NaVi players. Funny comes in, will pick up KYHY with a double kill, but the orb damage, Avos is forced back. The OD will quickly imprison up Koro, but now Mush, all of Orange, they retreat.
Yeah, and in this we actually see as well double damage on Funnick. He got 2 kills in that fight, so he got a lot of gold going as well, but that was Orange taking a huge lead.
That it is, man. That was perfectly executed. The lines were right. They really weighted out their abilities properly, and they got lucky at the very, very start. They picked off Dendy very, very quickly. And notice too in the buybacks, it was both Huck and Enigma who bought back during that fight.
That it was, man, that it was, and that shuts them down a lot in terms of item progression. Looking over towards Dendy, doesn't even have the magic wand, just 600 gold, boots and bottle. That's it. And Enigma not close to anything. So Orange, the items and the item progression shows even more how well Orange are doing for themselves.
Now Mushy with full treads up. He's just going to start hitting hard and fast. All of Orange will. They can even just 5-man through NaVi right now. Avos doesn't have, like, they got nothing. They don't have enough of the key items available to fight. And Orange, they know that. They know every single time they fight now, NaVi won't have anything they need to actually win the fight against them, and they must fall back.
Yeah, and now we see a little bit of movement as well coming out here, and we see some nice pinks. Actually predicting complete Puppy knows what Orange are up to.
Well, everyone's missing bar one person,
Radiant's
and then well, there goes your smoke being revealed. Surged down by Ohio, but he won't find Denny. We even just phase shifts out from the power shot damage. But Orange get what they came here for, and that's the mid-tier 1 tower.
Middle tower is under attack.
Just protect that tower. They will be taking it. We see a nice split push movement from NaVi.
I would like to point out that Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Level 7 on that bottom. Mana boost now up on Nyx.
Yeah, between, is it only you and Hacks are out of the...
They back to back themselves up. Nick gonna get spotted out by a couple of conversions.
Group, whatever.
Still not a single point in a feeble, by the way, on Bane. A little bit unusual.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
He's got the one of a Malefus for Extinct, but Extinct got a Burrow Strike down into the river. Funnick, he's already lit up that track. Shuri Toss as well is going to hit. Kura can't get close enough for the damage, but Dendy maybe can. He's coming in. Dream Call, look for the orb. Extinct able to evade very, very quickly, and Dendy doesn't jump. In fact, he's 9-man. Puppy will take it off him, so now Dendy can actually fight. Funnick comes in, infest damage. Avos goes for the move, and then the wall goes down. Power shot as well, but Avos, speed script up. He's on the wrong side of the wall, and NaVi, they can't go through. They've got to leave Avos for dead. The shackle, KYHY holds him there. Avos, is he really? He's going to go back through the wall again. Brains have almost killing off. Power shot, it's Kuro on the way out. The NaVi will retreat, and Kuro went up north. He's almost a sacrifice. He throws a stun with a TP out. By Carapace, oh, they got him just in time. He threw everything he could for. Actually, Orange were faster than that.
Yeah, so Orange beautifully there, 4 on 5 coming out on top, getting a kill on the support. It may not seem like much, but that was Mushy free farming during that duration on the top lane. So Orange actually making a really nice play there.
more nice players to add to that list, and you see the advantage really starting to stretch down. 4,000 is the goal. Experience,
oh wow, look at that
though,
graph swing back and forth.
Basically nothing in it.
Yeah, the experience is very even for sure, but as for the gold, it's starting to pull more and more ahead, and we all know what happens when you start to get a nice little advantage when you're on the dire side. Then you have that easy, accessible Roshan with all your tier 1 towers up, and look.
Surge. There goes Puppey down. Orb once, orb twice, and well, probably orb the wrong target to start with, but still, they'll pick up the rest of the conversions and focus on the tier 1 tower. Orange systematically fighting their way into the grand final.
Yeah, bit by bit, they're looking strong, but NaVi, of course, they're not dead yet. And now the pressure on the bottom tower, NaVi seems like they will just sack it and go for a trade.
Does look like a tier 1 tower in the mid is where they'd like to go, but they don't have enough pushing power to actually bring that down.
Full HP tower, like, it'll take some time to bring that down.
And you already see Orange, like, they know that NaVi won't contest on this tier 1 tower, so they move themselves in towards the middle lane. They try and find themselves a kill, so they look for Kora, they look for Tendi, and now, well, it's going to be pretty obvious, look down that bottom lane, and Bushy's the only one left. Someone is hunting for gold.
Tower has fallen.
And there goes the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, so Orange claim all the outer tier 1 towers, and they haven't lost a single one yet. But Funnick will do some considerable damage to this top tier 1.
Yeah, someone has to TP there almost. Running there will take some time, and there's a lot of people there actually.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Behind.
Well, Funnick's bailing. He doesn't know how far away they are. They haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, Outworld Destroyer, OD, building in towards... Oh, gonna try on Puppey.
I'll give it a shot. He's got a DD rune, but with a Malifus, OD ulti. Oh!
Get that damage.
He's got help coming in. Dandy, don't go in, man.
Don't go in, Dandy. That is not safe. Not safe at all.
This is just like Malaysian power fighting through NaVi. And NaVi have no answer to this. Like, how are they trying to answer this? Kuro's up here on the top lane. I know he's trying to leech up a little bit of experience up here, but...
You like that douche donkey,
right
eh?
now, there's just... Okay, so he's waiting. He's waiting. The same time as Orange smokes, so they're going to realize that someone's around here. And they throw down a sensor looking for someone. That was when we Funnick trying to gank up that top lane.
What do you call that? A term, a phrase, whatever. Anyways, but I remember some 16-year-old kid on Guild Wars 1 said that one time.
Available to a boss. Feedscript's up, and now he's going to be stunned up. Malifus from Puppey, but they're going to walk through this wall to the Surge. You're right. How do we get the kill on the
No, you got it from me because I got it from some kids that used to hang around with the Liar Guild.
Nice kill though, going to NaVi, but there are a lot of people committed there, and as you say,
no. Well, Ducky probably heard it from me though. Because it was these two 16-year-old kids from a different guild used to hang out in the Liar events all the time, and this one guy always called me a douche donkey, and I called him a douche weasel. And it kind of went from there. And
Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme violence.
Getting both the Enigma and all his summons, 180
WEASEL.
That kill as well. Now we have the entire omelet finished up for Vorst, but we are 18 minutes in, and that's a good timing for Lifesteal to get his items. We now have Blink and Mech on the Darks here, and strong combinations coming out of the Sand King, the OD. Windrunner as well, looking strong with a Force Staff.
And that's a really scary combination. Just having the blink on the Darkseer, let alone everything else is going to combine up with it. And before items are still up, like, Horst hasn't got his armlet done just yet, unless that's on the courier, so there it is. Armlet comes up, it's 18 minutes and 45 seconds before he gets that armlet. Like, this is a Vorst, like a Vorst who we've seen in the past who, at 18 minutes and 45 seconds, would have a full heart and an armlet with treads. Like, that's what he's bought in the past. And Funnick, well... I'm not liking his stance on this top lane. I'm seeing Sentry Woods go down. No way to go invis. No reason for a shackle. Just a power shot through from KYXY.
Orange playing so beautiful Dota in this game, and NaVi, they're finding themselves 4-14. They're struggling really, really hard here, and they're not finding any new item progression on the Enigma. So
it's
gonna be really. I don't see how they can turn this. They need a Blink, they need a BKB, they need something so they can actually drop it. But even with a BKB, there would be a Bane.
Yep. Without items, they can't change it. The only thing they can do is hope Orange screw up a little bit. That's their only hope right now, unless they can get time to farm up key items. And well, that's some serious commitment. Going to TP to that lane, the bottom lane, and then they surge up. There's already a Boris strike. A Vorst inside the raid. He just wants this tower. He's going to finish it off, or is he? He's going to invest. He takes the creep to freedom.
It will be a chase after that creep, I believe. They do not want to let Hvorst live.
Middle tower is
Angel
under
actually kind of helps Hvorst.
I am required to
Hvorst jumped out. He wants
Somebody's
to go.
going to get diced here.
Then he jumps in. He got a big coil, big silence. Then will go down. Even a burrow strike into the back Horo with a follow-up stun. Ohio's low on life, and now in comes Poppy. Black hole's available. Oh, BGG! KYXY now will be Midnight Pulse up. Hvorst shackled towards the tree. Kuro went through the rear. Hvorst up down. Kuro had stun. He couldn't stop him. Orange is out. They lost 2. And that's when they make a mistake, but maybe Puppy. Malavus down, burrow striking from KYXY, and Mushi now joins the fight. Drops the adder on NaVi.
Who died
Kuro
there?
will retreat, but KYXY will find him. He wants a shackle, 4-star down. Shackle will lash, power shot. KYXY, flawless play. And now Funnick imprisoned up, and they just failed.
They can't go for him.
They want Mushi to have that full side of the vice, 21 minutes in. Orange, like, they lost that fight badly on the bottom lane. That was the mistake that NaVi were looking for on that bottom lane. Orange fell for the trap, but then NaVi overcommitted. They chased in deeper, and Orange turned it perfectly.
Both these teams, of course, have a really aggressive nature.
So
but
who's winning right
now?
now?
They tried to bite free even more, and then in came the hammer of Mushi and just dropped on them.
Oh, yeah.
So, NaVi not really pulling back too much there. A little bit of gold going their way, but still the experience spiking down even further.
No, he's not thinking about this bottom lane, and he really shouldn't either. The surprise factor of NaVi now goes out the window, with the gem already being picked up, coming out. KYXY purchased it.
Getting a lot closer to the max though. They need 400 gold, but before this Roshan, they will not have a max. So if they want to contest, they will have to do it without Black Hole, without mech, and I don't see them do it.
Or at least not successfully.
They're moving there, but with the infest on Dandy, he has a Blink Tiger. I think
he's going to give her a shot. They're going to look for the snatch.
I think they'll try. They have to.
The snatch will be the key here, but they need to know. All flies in. Does Denny go with it? No, but KYXY taking a lot of damage in here.
No, I
He
don't.
4-stars out. They blink him out too. Odie's already got an imprisonment over on the side. Denny silenced up on Mushi. Funny comes out, but here comes your epicenter. Back in a wall. Puppy's got no hole whatsoever. The Fiends got very short channeling right now. They move back over towards Net, and now it's NaVi that take 2 kills. Kuro's right by KYXY. Vendetta hit. Stun as well. The ball's coming in. The Windrun's going to wear off right now. Open wounds track on for everybody. Have the gem on the deck. NaVi will now go back in and finish the job that Orange started. Have Orange just made their biggest mistake here at the lower bracket final.
What's this Roshan thing? What is that all about? I know it's that big dragon-looking thing there.
How big are your balls right now? Do you want to give this a shot? No is the answer. Aegis will go to Hvorst.
It is tremendously hard to just predict when he will die when you have no vision in there at all. And NaVi starting to go back into its game.
And how is this even feeling possible? Orange, they couldn't commit to Roshan. And NaVi, they had a moment on bottom. We thought that moment turned sour when they ran up to the
really?
Roche mid.
Yeah, but things are starting to look up much more for NaVi now, having that mech finished up and having a gem on the Bounty Hunter
having
as well.
4.6k gold up on Livestealer. This AC will come out quickly as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is now NaVi's game to win. One more fight.
Not wasting any time, going for a smoke now, trying up towards the top rune.
They've got Black Hole, they know the Darkseer. Well, his ulti's coming off cooldown in a moment, but Fiend's grip also 8 seconds. Enigma SK has got his epicenter off cooldown in 40 seconds time. And Funnick, he's going to find one. Ohio be the one. Net's in here as well. Where's your Nightmare? Up on one. Holds him out. Black Hole misses everything again. They don't need it by the looks of it. Puck with the ulti. Support comes in. Buyback back into the wall. Burrow strike as well. Through Denny and OG. Mushi destroys NaVi. The Aegis will pop, and now Fiend's grip. Hvorst will be held in position, and now Malaysia fight back, and maybe more.
Well,
4 euros lost for NaVi.
And Aegis, and Black Hole whiffed completely.
Second time in a row now for Puppy.
Yeah.
I said they didn't need it after that Dream Call wimp with that quick buyback from the Darkseer. Orange instantly regained the momentum.
Darkseer was so strong as he blinked in, he's vacuumed, and then the perfect combination with the Sand King blinking in after and just burrow striking. Orange, they are good combo players. Play really well together with these stun combinations.
And that experience graph going up and down. NaVi actually managed to get they managed to get their advantage back and then lost it after that fight. You can understand the reason why they wanted to do it. Like, everything of theirs was off cooldown again. They want to get in there and be aggressive, make most of these items which came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did, and it didn't work out for them. And we see now Orange back in the lead. So strong. The damage, the raw damage that comes out from this OD, it's just completely mind-blowing when you see it happen.
Yep. They need to lock OD out. They need to lock OD out. And that's the reason why you see Mushy now building into a BKB. He realized if Puck silences him up, his presence in that fight is gone. And he can be killed off very, very quickly, especially with Lifestealer now walking around with the Basher. Even now, like, he needs that Abyssal Blade up to know when Mushy finishes the BKB up, then he'll have that Abyssal Blade to lock down the OD and stop his damage. Of course, it's not always the biggest problem when you got such a great team fight through both the SK as well as the Darkseer combo as well. A Vac into a 4-man Burrow Strike at Epicenter, that's a rough ride.
Yeah, looking over to NaVi, I don't think that a big black hole is what they need to just win this game, but they need chaotic fights more than that, because big black hole is going to be really hard to land. We laugh a little bit as he lands them on 0 target, but looking over, look at what Orange have. They have 2 ways to cancel it from their OD. They have Burrow Strike, they have Bane with 2 ways to cancel it, they have Shackle Shot, and they have Vacuum. There's too many ways for him to just shut down. Without BKB, Puppy won't land an amazing black hole. I say that now, and I might regret it.
You can probably understand the reasoning of Puppy as well when he does it. Like, he's like, one black hole for one person is still worth it. It gives us our advantage. And that's what he threw it for. He just didn't realize his teammates had that much damage that they'll kill him all straight away.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom lane push now coming up from Orange. And, well, Funny will need to get a bit of a track up right now. He's going to do it first on Mushy. But Mushy's got forced up as well aside the fight, so he's going to be very careful. The Puppy cuts a line through the trees, but they're being watched. There is a perfect observer ward here from Orange, and they smoke right on top of it.
And of course, Gem was reclaimed by Darkseer as well, so they couldn't even for that.
The only thing Orange don't know is now where they are. They know the smoke happened, but Orange, they still want to push this bottom tower.
Comes down to Dandy and how he's going to take this initiation along with Kuro.
Wow.
They want to fight this.
Look at the double. Blake, they already got one. Forced up, Funny getting closer. Mushy, right-clicking at Shackle. Need a follow-up. Back in, 3 on the stun. And then the big orb for the Meg Chuck. Puppy, in for the hole. They got Mushy. Puppy being feet scripted up though, but Neville loses life for it. They keep on going. They're going to go deeper. The track is up. Of course, where's the bash? Where's the stun? They say, screw it. We're going to go up. Blink up from Ohio. He's out to safety. Windrunner forced to fight. No TP out of this one.
What's TP?
Picked off. And also Vonic being caught out by Windrunner.
They might be not over yet. Dendy's still on the run out here. No, there's too many abilities on cooldown. NaVi lost 3 out of that then.
OD did buy back, so it was a good start on the fight for OD, or for NaVi, but now the pressure is back, and they just simply lost too many heroes to be defending this.
Tower is being
Let's give me the death of the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Windrunner now has enough gold to buy the ultimate orb. Does he do so? He actually bought the ultimate orb and a TP. Yeah. Gonna head into a second hex as well. Of course, it's still far away. His BKB is delayed a little bit as he bought back there. Doesn't have anything really now, so he has to start over with only the Ogre Club.
Well, life is hard, but when you're Orange, life isn't really that hard.
Yeah, look at Darkseer though. Say life is hard, but he's 8-2 for 11. Ohio. We talk about how good he plays Nature's Prophet, but his performance on this Darkseer has been stellar. Like, absolutely brilliant.
It's not just him, like, man, it's the synergy that goes with him into like Extinct Burrow Strike or Mushy being in the right place at the right time as well for his hit.
Oh, yeah.
It's
definitely.
It's been perfect, and also props to Bane in that last fight, able to keep his distance away from the black hole. You were right, Puppy got a great black hole, but it did not last long.
It did not last long because still Bane was standing outside of it. He got, I believe, 3 heroes, or maybe even 4, I think 3 heroes in that black hole, and it was amazing, but it was cancelled within a second of Bane. So that's what I'm talking about. Too many ways to cancel the black hole. And landing 3 out of 4 people inside of it can still be cancelled. And we saw Darkseer now picked up a nice little item here on that BKB. So as BKB blink his initiation, it should be completely uninterruptible from NaVi. You can't predict the initiation from a Darkseer and just black hole him. That's asking for too much.
You just find yourself blinking over the top of each other if you try and predict that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Roshan up in 4 minutes time might be the key point for both these teams. Because NaVi like fighting in a close quarters area because of the Enigma black hole, but at the same time, Orange, when you have Epicenter, you have Darkseer Ultimate as well as OD Ultimate, you really enjoy the close combat areas too.
I give the close combat definitely towards Orange. Seeing their combinations, they do every single fight, just vacuum into 3-man stuns, something like that with Sankey. It's just beautiful.
And how many TPs do Orange just want to pop then? Nothing but a Phonic illusion.
Look at what Bane, actually Net playing the Bane, has been skilling up in this game. He has 2 points into a Nightmare, 1 point into Enfeeble, 2 points into Stats. That's a very unorthodox build, especially against the Lifestealer. Even Bounty Hunter, because normally we would see high level Enfeeble, just looking at bottom, teams posing a little bit.
Kuro's waiting inside the Vendetta with a Blink Dagger. He wants a kill. In fact, I don't know if both teams just basically sending each other a message saying, I'll meet you on bottom lane at 31 minutes, but that's where they both ended up now. And Navi's out. NaVi doesn't want to stay around here. In fact, there's already fun to be had on the top lane, and Phonic will be taking that.
Well, and bottom lane will be free farm for the OD, farming it up. If they can push out the lanes now, Orange will be in a good position to take next Roche.
Orange gonna move down. Surge up. Extinct is gonna fight. He finds a Vorst. Fire Strike. Rage very quickly from a Vorst. And also very lucky for Extinct, he didn't get bashed up just then.
Oh yeah.
And Puppey leaves one conversion behind, which scattered out the rest of Orange rotating towards the bottom lane.
Gotta be careful about that bash. Always dangerous if you get caught out in a weird position. Of course, it's RNG gaming, man. It's scary when it happens. But being pushed out by Orange mid, though, being pushed really hard by Dandy, getting some nice farm as well. 2,200 gold now with that Blink Dagger.
Actually getting up to items where he could probably live during fights, especially when he picks himself up a Haste Rune as well.
He needs to live through the combo that is smacked down, and of course, Puck does have really good intelligence, but he's nowhere close to the intelligence of Mushi in this game, so needs to pick up that ultimate orb. Or maybe, as he did in the last game, pick up the Mystic Staff first. Could also be a really good choice.
Horst is about to pick up his money for an Abyssal.
He gets revealed up here on the top lane as they walk by an Observer Ward, and see Orange just reacting, thinking about fighting.
Orange aren't really splitting themselves up much at all. Like, so 5 go bottom, like Mushi was the furthest one out just then, but he's only a short hop, skip, and a jump away for the rest of the Orange players.
Yeah.
They just want 5-man Dota right
positioning.
now.
They put down a sentry ward and just stand like this, trying to reveal any form of smoke attempt, but of course, see Lifesteer farming top lane via gang. And even now seeing Enigma coming in towards us.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
My Puppey, he just wants his money. He wants his BKB. Surprising he still wants the BKB, because I suppose it restricts it to only one ability that can stop you.
Oh, it's totally worth it. Like, sure, Bane can still cancel it, but then you have an Abyssal Blade now finished up on Lifesteer, so if they can go on the Bane, then Puppey has free
roll. This is not the time yet. They have to go in here with 5. Kuro's coming up to scout, but the Sentry Ward again. Great vision here from Orange. But NaVi are not going to walk under it just yet, not at least not where they have vision of a KOA Ace White. Kuro, close to get to it, blinks in, looks for the stun, picked up, costs the stun, out jumps Dandy as well as a Boss, but already the Epicenter comes in, but a Boss bashes up on Mushi, feed script up, he's on the other side there now, but that means Puppey can walk in, Malva stun will cancel, but Puppey, checking towards the tree line, they won't bring him down, Mushi with a double kill, further down south, Denny with the orb, he's not going to join out to that one, he's going to stay with the Boss, Virus right, misses from Extinct, so Denny with his haste moving in, moving out, Mushi trying to bring down Denny. Oh! There's the hit, but a Boss gets the bash. There's going to be a back. They're trying to keep Phonic in a Boss control. Barris right on the Boss, and he will go down now. Windrunner with a kill. Denny ball back. He's trying to come back in time, but it won't happen. And Phonic gets a good regen rune.
Such a tight fight, but in the end, Orange just pulling ahead so hard, and especially with that buyback from Dandy.
Commitment from Enigma to go to the other side of the tree line to get the stun on the Bane.
Yeah. He had to.
Yeah, he had to, but it lost his life for it.
He had to save Havorst's life, and Havorst is more important. It's kind of how you have to play sometimes as a supporter, but it's not something you want to do when you're Enigma.
Especially an Enigma who's still trying to get towards his BKB, but looks like Puppey did buy his Mithril Hammer in time, so he's just a recipe away now. But,
it's not far.
But this fight happened at the same time as Roshan respawns, and Livestealer won't be back in time. And Mushy doesn't really care anyway. He'll bring down Roshan very, very quickly.
Livestealer has no way of being here. They can tank up a little bit with Windrunner, and see Roshan just RNG gaming, Mushy bringing him down to almost half life.
No way to stop it. They may as well just go back into that lane to continue to farm up and then just deal with this Aegis when it comes out. Should be on the hands of Bushy, and in fact goes the hands of Windrunner. Nope. What?
They denied it. They failed.
Oh! Oh!
We see a lot of rares being given out for witnessing the
Oh.
denial of an Aegis. That's not really what you want to do, KYXY. They are not too happy right now. Of course, at this point when you have disadvantage, you don't really kill Roshan for the experience and gold, you kill it for that Aegis.
It must have been like attack moving there or something like that. It's definitely an accident. It is most definitely an accident. This isn't the ultimate diss up against NaVi saying we don't need no Aegis to win.
That's an accident. That's an accident. You don't try and troll someone when you're playing for this much money. And the pressure, even though all these players are trying not to think about it when they're in the game, but when you're up and one game is what makes the difference between going to grand finals or not, it's always there. Hard to block that out.
Oh man. And when I saw Windrunner's name, I was just like, there's no way they'll give Windrunner the Aegis. It's like, nope, 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 nope.
Bushi really close to finishing up an entire Shivas now. Just needs 600 more gold. Say that, he is shooting up in his gold. Economy doing really well.
Have a nice way for SK to scout out. Use an illusion, put an iron shell on the back of it. Not a bad way of doing it. Enigma now does have that BKB up a Puppey, so during the next team fight, we have to watch that position of the Bane. If he wants to hold Livestealer in position, Puppey may be okay with that now.
And we see movement from NaVi. They want to take a fight.
Too early, too early. Puppey's not there in time. And already BKB from Funnick. He is so scared of that Scythe device and being popped instantly.
He's now down to a 7-second BKB next time he wants to use it. So that duration on Bounty Hunter, he won't be able to chase for too long. And that's really, really a big thing. Having a short BKB means he can't really go in and just target down the Bane, for example. That's what Puppey needs. He needs his team to do something about Bane so that he can land the amazing black holes.
Nice item now coming up on the Bounty Hunter, so we've got a Vladimir's offering for him. That's going to make Livestealer a lot more powerful during these team fights.
Yeah, but now with that Shivas as well, kind of has the counteraction with the minus 40% attack speed.
Full Shivas from Wushi. He may as well be playing it out because of the money he's getting right now. He must be looking so good on his gold per minute. 567. Looking very, very good on the gold per minute.
Yeah.
Let's try and check out the high ground and see if they're visible from the observer ward, but there is no vision for NaVi. They don't have a single ward on the map right now, anywhere. They have a tier 2 tower in mid, and that's their only outside vision apart from the creep waves, which, by the way, is pushing top lane pretty heavily. So, TB back, and Mushy will take the farm.
Yeah. So, both teams playing pretty close to the base right now. Looking over the fantasy points, actually Extinct is as high as Mushi.
Unfortunately, the fantasy points don't count today. Fantasy points don't count for finals day. No, they ended yesterday.
That is horrible.
On the bright side, I still thank Burning.
That is horrible.
Burning gave me a lot of points. For all those wonderful people out there that had all their bets in for the compendiums, they'll finally get them all tallied up later on this evening. So, yeah, shout out to all the guys too, that because by buying the compendiums, you guys at home, as well as right here at the event, made this event as big as it is. 1.6 sounds awesome, but I think it almost hit 2.9 million. That's the beauty thing. And almost 6 million unique players as well in Dota 2, just for the last. The reason why it does.
Looking at Orange now, they're playing very denying that Aegis, and they're not gonna throw this game. Of course, they're not gonna push if they don't have that advantage that they were supposed to have with Aegis. They're just playing it a little bit more safe. They have seen the BKB
Those farming conversions, they're worth good money as well. Even using the Shiva's Guard for it. He's got all the mana in the world as well too. He does by the spy Carapace. It was actually his own Iron Shield turning against him. Now the Malphus up from Puppey. All from Dandy will hit connect. And Gems on the deck.
And top. We get a kill as well on the Windrunner as the Funnick and Hervorst chased her down all the way. It's a big win for NaVi there.
So Orange don't claim the tower, and they lose so much again. The advantage of 12,000 experience, not enough. Of what was basically 7,000 gold is now turning around in favor of NaVi.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And is Xing going to try and stop this? Again, he finds himself being one of the last ones left alive.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Hold this. Oh, here, wait. He's going to go in. Burrow strike. It might slow him down. Ned's coming in as well. Look for the brain cell. They couldn't get anything. They're all coming back in this fight. And T being in Mushy. He wants Funnick. They actually get him away. No one ends up dying from NaVi after a triple buyback. Got the tower and they bailed. And they bailed quick.
Got out. That's so sick. Getting out and free.
Even that, Denny's following it in. And KYXY will fire from inside his own base. Huge counter initiation from NaVi.
And there's no buybacks. There are 3 buybacks on cooldown.
This is Rax. This is going to be Rax. They're going to go in and bring down this tier 3 tower. They were so far behind. And they are open The Malaysians in. You can see the expressions on their faces. They are not happy. There's
Holy
nothing
shit.
they can do. They're merely spectators inside their own game. And NaVi are going to go for a second Rax as well. They cannot overcommit this though. At least the tier 3 tower. SK's back. Bane's coming back as well. OD still down for a while.
30 seconds on OD. That's a long time. This Rax should be possible to claim. Both the mid Raxes.
Looks to be the case. They can't take the tier 2 tower still alive. And maybe Extinct tries to force them back out again. It's too late. There's no point wasting the epicenter. The double rack. Mid and bottom go down.
And NaVi, they back out. And right now they have 25,000 gold on their heroes combined. Buying up items all round.
This is out of control now. This is completely out of control for Orange. And saying that after they were the ones that were in control.
Yeah, look at Funnick. He buys up a Demon Edge along with his Desolator. The damage is now completely insane on this Bounty Hunter.
Even Bounty can just one hit down here as like Windrunner before they can get into the Windrun, and Orange. They're just making a beeline, but what are they making a beeline for? Are they trying to get into the Rosh pit? Thinking NaVi are in there, and they're like, wait, they're not. But who do they find? They find one. They find Dendy. They need to finish him off. Spilling Burrow Strike. They're going to pick up on Dendy. Buys back instantly. Avor's looking for the fight as well. The BKB on Mushy will be on cooldown. And NaVi, they don't want to give it a shot.
Last kill on Dandy, but does it really make that difference? Now having CD on BKB.
Under attack.
It might do when that top lane's being pressured, but NaVi won't care about tier 3 tower. There's still 2 racks up. You're right, I hear an Infest is into Dendy. But Dendy can still die very quickly in Orange. They're just waiting for NaVi to show themselves. But look at the line being drawn by Puppy. Up through mid, rotate yourself around. But Orange, they hang in the tree line.
NaVi knows something is up.
Yep.
The entire base of Orange is filled with enemy creeps.
Puppy. The smoke goes. They would have seen over the tree line. Dendy get a phase shift. And then with the Shiva's guard, they're going to jump in. Koro! Big! Outside, Vino candle battle, won't go, the Ashy gets 2, KYX wide higher, locked in position, Reverse with a double kill, Mushy almost dead, is dead, Mushy down, SK will buy back, and GG! NaVi! They come back from what looked like oblivion to get into their 3rd international grand final, a rematch.
They celebrated so happily in that booth. They're going completely crazy over that win.
Man, they have done what no other team has in Dota 2. A 3rd international final. Orange, all props to them for their game, but the crowd is on their feet for the defending champions of TI1.
We see both the teams hugging it out. NaVi, big smile.